Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, give the honor and praise to the God of Yahowah. Give the double honors to 7130 South Chicago that taught me this truth. Give the double honors to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. To the Hebrew Israelites coming week in and week out, that's preaching the destruction and the dismantling of the system. And the system that's being dismantled is the final form of what you would call the the final form of what you would call the Gentile world power system. Most of the people, or most of you people that walk around here every day, you don't even understand that the Creator is judging this system. So it's the nation of Israel's responsibility, the ones that the Creator has awoken in these last days, to preach the gospel, which is the good news. And what is the good news? The good news is that this system that we look at, which is America, is going to be utterly dismantled by the Creator. This is why we see a lot of things that's going on out here in the world today. We see wars and rumors of wars. Because the nation, a lot of you Christians, you Jews, and you Muslims, you Buddhism, all you different religions, you're going to be ushered into the Third World War. And the Third World War that we're looking at is going to be catastrophic. Because when we look at the First and the Second World War, you had millions of people that lost their lives, and you had millions of people that was hurt in the war. See? And when we looking at this situation today, because what are we playing with today? We see back then we was playing with the conventional bombs. We was playing with machine guns and things of this nature. But now the nations of the world today, they playing with what? They playing with atomic energy. See? They playing with nuclear weapons. And these nuclear weapons that's going to be shot off amongst the inhabitants, it's going to destroy the soil. See? The soil, the ground is going to be destroyed. The air is going to be poisoned. Right? And all you rich folks that think that you're going to be able to escape this, you're not going to escape, see, because you can't confine dirty air. I don't care what type of machine that you create to try to clean the air, you're not going to be able to clean the air when these missiles are shot off in America. And a lot of you can't see that is because you in your growth. What's that? The rich, the middle class, and the poor. See, most of the people that walk around here today, you're going to work every day, which is good. You should be able to go get you a job and take care of your family. But I'm going to tell you something. The people that sealed in their forehead is the nation of Israel and the other nations that have a relationship with the nation of Israel. And if you're not sealed, you will be destroyed. See, that's the end ball game to what we're dealing with. So, with no further ado, let's go into some scriptures. Especially for the so-called black man, right? Is because, see, he's the most recipient of the most lies. See, he was told in grammar school that he was a race of nobodies. Because when you teach a person that they are African American, a black man, a colored man, a Negro, really what they telling you is that what? You're a race of nobodies. That you made no contributions to human history. See? And that the so-called black man is a savage that lives in the jungle of a subhuman level. See, so it's expedient for the so-called black man to get this understanding, because see, if he don't, he's going to be destroyed right along with these people. And see, the Creator today is looking for a remnant. That's a small group of people that he's going to use to build his kingdom on earth. Let's look at something. Let's turn to the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter.
Got a free Bible.
Huh?
Got a free Bible before you.
You said what?
A free Bible.
Do I have a street Bible?
No.
A free Bible? No, I don't have one.
What you preaching about today?
We preaching the gospel.
Of what, John?
Nah, we preaching the destruction of the system.
Huh?
We preaching the destruction of the American system.
Yeah.
You know that the destruction of the American system is in the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the good news that we talking about.
Oh, and what?
So the good news that we talking about today is that America is going to be destroyed, because see, America brought the so-called Negro here to America, and he told the so-called Negro that they was a race of nobody. But in actuality, the people that he was bringing over here is of the nation of Israel. Do you know that the so-called Negro is the natural and the spiritual seed of the nation of Israel? Do you know that? See? That's what I'm saying. So the good news that I'm preaching, or anybody else that's preaching out here, is that the so-called Negro have to return back to his heritage. Right? So it make no use for us to have a Bible, which is a good thing, and you don't understand what's in it. Right? So
I read it daily, but sometimes I can't read it, you know.
Right. You mind me asking, according to you, what's your nationality?
Jamaica.
You're Jamaican. Do you know that the so-called Jamaicans that was brought over here during the slave trade, that they are the nation of Israel also? Do you know that the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, was a system of commerce that brought all our people from what they would call the west coast of Africa to different parts. We was brought to Jamaica, we was brought to Brazil, we was brought to Haiti, we was brought to the Dominican Republic. We got a lot of our people over here in Mexico, right? We got the so-called black man that look just like me and you. We scattered throughout the four winds, see? So when we come to these places, Jamaica, Haiti, these different locations, we start to adopt the culture and the characteristics of the people. See, when they brought our ancestors to Jamaica, that's not what they originally called themselves. See, they took on their identity, because when you're not allowed to transmit your history down to your kids, what's going to happen? You're going to lose it, right? So the first scripture that I want to go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Let's look at Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Because see, well, how do you know that you're an Israelite? Because the prophecy says that we have to fit a condition. So when you're looking at the nation of Israel, they got to fit a certain type of condition, right? And they have to fit these curses that's in the Bible, right? So when we look at the Jews that's over there today, that's living in the land today, the world has been taught that those people are the people of the Bible. But see, when you really read and understand for yourself, you'll see that those people don't fit the conditions that the nation of Israel will be going through in the Bible and today. See, they have to fit those same conditions. And if they don't fit those conditions or those criteria, then you have to say to yourself, well, they may not be the people. So let's look at something. Let's look at the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And I'm going to start reading from the 15th verse. Because Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verses 1 through 68, talk about the blessings. 1 through 14 is the blessings. 15 through 68 is the curses, right? So we're going to deal with the curses that the nation of Israel will be going through, right? So Deuteronomy 28:15, it says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." So the nation of Israel's job was to set up a righteous system in the earth that was going to be based upon the commandments. See? So the Creator told the nation of Israel, if they break the commandments, that these curses, they gonna go through them, right? So it says, "Cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed shall thou be in the field, cursed shall thy basket and thy store." So what is going? So they was in their land, but when they started to adopt the customs and the traditions of the other nations, the Creator cursed the nation of Israel. So when it says, "Cursed shall thou be in the city," that means what? Because they created what you would call the land of, they took over the land of Canaan, and then they created Jerusalem, right? So when they was living in the land, they started to be cursed. Cursed shall thy basket be. What is that? Your economical system. So when we look at that back then, they started to be cursed as a nation. And look at us today. Look at over there in Haiti today, right? Or Jamaica. The city or the basket is dealing with what? The land and your economical system. Over there in Jamaica, the so-called Jamaicans that's over there today, they don't control the economical system over there. Do you control the economical system over there in Jamaica? Who controls the Jamaica? Who controls Jamaica? The so-called white man. That's who controls Jamaica. So a lot of times the way that y'all make money is that you gotta hustle. When the people come over to you for vacation and stuff like that, you have to be what? You have to be servants to the people in order to get money, right? And that's the same thing over here in America with us so-called African Americans. When we live over here in the country today, we don't control our economics in our neighborhoods. We don't control the educational system. We don't control the health, and we don't control the leadership. What is the leadership supposed to do? They're supposed to be able to deal with the everyday affairs of the people in the country. Who is majority of our people? Who is majority of the people that we're the leaders that we have? Majority of the leaders that we have is controlled by outside interests. That's why you hear in America. It's because majority of the people that come from these different Caribbean islands, they come to America for something good. Because over there in Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, the country is destabilized, right? So I know you're not going to be that long, but I'm going to just go down. It says 36 and 37. It says, "And the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, it says, "And the Lord shall bring thee and thy king," which is a leader, right? It says, "Which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known." See, our people we didn't know Jamaica. We didn't know Guyana. We didn't know Brazil. That's the transatlantic slave trade. See? So it says, and there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. What it is talking about? You're going to become what? Christians. You're going to become Muslims. You're going to adopt different cultures that you wasn't accustomed to adopt before you came over here. See? And most of our people follow Christianity. Do you know that Christianity is one of the major religions that brought us over here as slaves? See? Your mama, your father, they mother and they fathers that was brought over here as slaves, they wasn't allowed to transmit the history down to their kids. They was forced to be Christians. We was forced to be Muslims. And then you got a lot of our people that practice Judaism. See, we was forced upon that also. But 1 second, and then I'm going to let you go. 37. And the Lord shall bring thee, now it says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations. So what is the Creator saying when you're going to be an astonishment and a proverb and a byword? You know what the Creator is saying really? He's saying, look, you're gonna be living in Jamaica. And then you're gonna have somebody, you're gonna have another nation that's gonna come over to the neighborhood. They're gonna set up a business in your neighborhood, and you're gonna go shop with them. They're gonna take all the money out of your community, and they're not gonna give you anything. See? When you call yourself a Jamaican, we call ourselves African Americans, etc., etc. That's a proverb and a byword, because see, that's not what our ancestors called themselves when they was over here. So when you say, are we what gospel are we preaching? The good news is that the so-called black people of color that was brought over here as slaves, we got to return back to our God. And who is our God? That is Yahowah of the nation of Israel. See? That's not Jesus. That's not Allah. So we talk about the good news, we're talking about the dismantling of the system. It's because as long as the American system and all these European nations are still in power, you still gonna be at the bottom. See? So, you know, I hope that you got something out of this, but that's the good news. See, the good news is not all nations coming together and you know, singing kumbaya, because see, that's going to happen in the kingdom. But see, in the beginning stages, the Creator's got to do some house cleaning. See? Just like the Creator judged us as a nation, He got to judge these other nations too, because see, they set up racism in the country. See? The same man that called me a nigga, he called you that over there in Jamaica. See? So, when we talk about the good news, we're talking about the destruction of the system. And that's what the Creator is doing today. So you have a nice day, man.
What's your name?
Yeah, sure.
Phyllis. Phyllis.
Your name Felix? All right. You enjoy your day.
God bless you.
God bless you. All right. All right. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. All right. That's really what we need to be doing. We need to be reading history and things of this nature so that we can do what? We can introduce our people back to their heritage. You know, that older lady, which is an elder in the community. She looked like she about 70 or 80 years old, and she doesn't even know her nationality, see? And that's really what we need to be doing out here as a nation of people. We have to be what? A light to the world. Well, let's look at these scriptures real quick. Let's turn to the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Because, matter of fact, before we go there, let's go to Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Matthew the 24th chapter. So Matthew the 24th chapter, and I'm going to start reading at the 4th verse. So it says, and Yahshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. See, we done already been deceived, talking about the nation of Israel. See, we've been deceived on who we are. See, they done called us everything except the child of the Creator. And the nations of the world have been deceived just as well too. Right? But see, when Yahshua was talking about this, he was talking about what? He was talking about the nation of Israel, because see, they was going to be deceived. Because during that time, you had what you call the Sadducees and the Pharisees. What was they doing? See, they wanted to be just like the Romans. See, they was following after false gods. So that same deception is going on today. Look at us in our communities today. Our communities are being controlled by different fractions. And one of the major people that's in our community today that's doing what? That's deceiving the masses is a lot of our own people that deal with politics and quote-unquote religion. See? Because a lot of these folks, they teach our people that we so-called African Americans, we Hamites and things of this nature. And they don't know nothing about history, because why? Because they have been deceived. So let's look at this. It says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am who? The anointed one. And isn't that what the Christians did? Isn't that what Islam did to our people? Isn't that what Judaism did to our people? They came to us and they did what? They deceived us with false teaching. See? Got us thinking that the people that came over here in 1948, that they was the actual people of the Bible. So when we talk about the deception, or the Christians are the saints of the Creator, that when Paul was going to preach to the Gentiles, that in actuality, Paul is preaching to quote-unquote the other nations, and that the other nations, the 11th chapter of the book of Acts, that they created what you would call Christianity. See, that's the deception, brothers and sisters. See, they became Christians at Antioch, meaning that what? The Christians put themselves in another man's history that they have no role in. This is why the Creator is doing what? He's going to destroy these cats. But see, the Creator had to allow these things to happen is because the nation of Israel wasn't going to be able to maintain their history. You know, they wasn't going to maintain their history in slavery. And we still in slavery, brothers and sisters. See? So it says what? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed one, and shall deceive many. See, they gave us a false Messiah. And that's a stumbling block that we're dealing with even to this day as a nation, see? Because even a lot of our brothers and sisters that's in the truth, that's still a stumbling block to us. It's because why? We actually think that Yahshua or Yahowah is going to come out the sky. See, we think that Yahshua or Yahowah created the heavens and the earth, brothers and sisters, but that's not it, see? So, even though a lot of our people have come into the knowledge of self, we got the sinews, we got the flesh in the sinews, but what? The breath is not in us. And what is the breath? The breath of who? The Spirit of Yah. See, we don't truly have that in us. That's why in these last days that the Creator is doing what? He's sealing the elect in their forehead. See? And what is the sealing process? Is that you're going to come out of all these different variances of religions that the Creator has scattered us amongst. See? Because in actuality, we're in what? The valley of the dry bones. See, that's where we at. So, it says, and ye shall hear war, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's what we see today. When we see the Jews and the Muslims fighting each other. When we see the Christians fighting against the Muslims. We seeing what? Wars and rumors of wars. But eventually they're going to do what? They're going to fight each other. And you got Jews that fight against Christians. But right now, you got a both physical, but you got them fighting in what you would call politics. You got them fighting in what? Religion. See? But eventually, they're going to stop talking and they're going to start picking up what? Guns. That's what's finna happen. And that's what's happening. See? That's what's happening right now. But a lot of us can't see that because why? The Creator still got a lot of our people and these other nations in what? A state of darkness. I see the woman walking by on her cell phone. See? But it's going to come a time where people is going to be, they're not going to be worried about their cell phone. They're going to be afraid in the morning, and they're going to be afraid in the night. And they're going to be afraid in the evening time. See, this is the destruction that the Creator is bringing upon these folks. And how do we know that? It's because let's look at over there in the Gaza, I think over there in Gaza, where the Palestinians at, even the Jews. A lot of them in grave fear. They're not worried about getting on the cell phone. Over there in Ukraine, they're in grave fear. They're not worried about getting on the cell phone. They're not planting food outside. See? They eating out the garbage. And they don't have no electricity. So you know a lot of people, they don't see the destruction. It's because why? They in their glow, man. You can still see these folks over here, they can still go to the store and go buy $1,000 pair of shoes. But what's going to happen when the economy falls? You're going to eat that shoe. See, that's what's going to happen. You're going to eat that shoe. Because all the wealth that we accumulated over here in this country is going to become what? It's going to become vain to us. And this is what the Creator is saying in these last days. See, the Creator is about to wreak havoc on these Gentiles, y'all. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So a lot of us that's in the truth, see, we can't be afraid of this type of people. You hear some of us, oh man, I gotta stock up on all that. Man, when stuff really hit the fan, you're not gonna be out here, brothers, and you ain't gonna be planting no food, brothers and sisters. You're gonna be trying to get up out of here. And if you caught over here when these bombs start hitting up in this country, man, you're gonna be destroyed right along with these people. Let's look at something. Matthew, the 24th chapter, and I'm going to start reading at the 36th verse. It says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man. See, we don't know. We can see the events taking place on the stage, but we don't know when America is actually going to be destroyed, right? But we see the writing on the wall. Look at the economy. The economy is destroyed, y'all. The only thing that's holding the dollar up is what? The military. That's the only thing that's holding the dollar up, which is the military. Saudi Arabia just signed a treaty with China that they ban what? $100 million worth of oil, crude oil, and the Chinese is not even using the US dollar. So what does that mean? Because during back, how y'all doing?
Hello.
During back in the day, the United States, they signed a treaty that in order for them to do commerce, they had to use the American dollar, see? But now, the Chinese is using what? They using the yuan now. So, they done bought $100 million worth of oil. And they're not even using the US dollar. So now these countries, these nations are doing what? They finna come against America, see? So that's why it behooves the so-called black man to return back to who he is, see? It's because if you don't know who you are in these last days, you're gonna be caught up in this mess. So it says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man. What is that? The day of destruction. See, we don't really know when the Creator is going to give really the go-ahead that's going to allow these ICBM missiles to hit America. We don't know that because that's the coming of the Lord. See, a lot of these cats, man, they think that the coming of the Lord is some white man or some black man coming out the sky, right? But that's not the coming of the Lord. The coming of the Lord is death and destruction. So it behooves us in these days that what? We gotta understand what the true coming of the Lord is. Because when the Creator really comes, you're gonna be afraid. See? Just like he's coming to these other nations. See? Just like he's coming to these other nations. See, these other nations that's over here in these countries, the Sudan, Haiti, all that's death and destruction. But a lot of their destructions are inflicted by these other countries. But once America get the same just that she has done to these other countries, the nations around the world, they're gonna be in grave fear, man. See, you're not gonna be able to walk your dog in that day. See, you're not gonna be running around here like the Book of Eli. A lot of you are. See, a lot of you are, and you're gonna be hunted by a four-legged beast, and you're gonna be hunted by what? Two-legged beasts. Because the Creator's gonna turn the most nicest people into what? Savages. And they're gonna show you their teeth. They're already doing it. It says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, not the angels of heaven, but what? My Father. Only. See, only the Father knows when the destruction is coming. Because when Yahshua was speaking, the Creator was speaking through him. The Most High was speaking through him, which is what? The firstborn of all creation. And he was telling the nation of Israel, see, because they wanted to know when the kingdom is going to be rebuilt. See? Now you got to go through slavery. You got to continue the Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. You got to continue those. You got to continue those prophecies. How you doing today, sister? So you got to continue these prophecies. You got to go through the transatlantic slave trade. There's no kingdom for you. See, you got to lose your nationality. You got to go through this because see, you hard-headed. But when I whoop one, I got to whoop them all. So it says, but as the day of Noah was, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. As for in the days that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage. Well, what does that mean? That they had adopted the lifestyle and the customs that was set before them. See? That's why the Creator destroyed those individuals, because they was following the adversary. And when Noah was preaching, he was preaching the gospel in his day. So when he was preaching, they walked past him. They called him all type of names. When he was building the ark, they looked at him like he was a damn fool. See? And what was he telling them during that time? He was saying that what? That it was going to rain. And they didn't believe it because during that time, there was no rain at that time. So when it started raining, he built the ark, and he got in the ark with the animals. They beating on the door. They can't get in because why? That's the day of destruction. So what ark should we be building? Let's look at this. Let's turn to Revelations, book of Revelation, the 7th chapter. Alright, the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter, and the 1st verse, it says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree, right? So what is the blowing of the winds? It's what? Destruction, brothers and sisters. See, that's the destruction that the Creator is going to be, because the earth and the trees and all that type of stuff is symbolic of what? The governmental structure that's on the scene during that time. See? And what are we talking about? The Babylonian mystery system. See, we don't see that. We don't know that America is a part of the Babylonian mystery system, y'all. So what does it say in the 2nd verse? It says, and I saw another angel ascended from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. And the earth symbolizes what? The kingdom, right? The government, and the sea represent what? Unorganized masses of people. So the Creator then gave the angels the go-ahead to do what? To wreak havoc in the earth. It says, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, talking about what? The governmental structure, or what we're talking about today, which is the European Common Market System, and the inhabitants of the people that's living in the governmental structure. It says, hurt not the earth and the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. So a lot of times we get beside ourselves, and then we sit up here and say, well, every time we see a tremor or you know, a birth pain, we get afraid. See? But the Creator said what? I can't destroy the system until I gather my people out of the system. And this is what we're looking at today. That's why at this point, bro, I'm not really concerned what another brother teach at his organization. It's because we're gonna have to go back into the wilderness. How you doing, sister? We're gonna have to go back into the wilderness, and then we're gonna have to be reintroduced back to our Creator. So at this point, I don't really care about what brothers and sisters teach, other than them teaching the people that they the nation of Israel. See? Because what we're talking about is what? The sealing process. Fourth verse, and it says, and I heard the number of them which was sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Now, you know, you talk to these Jehovah's Witnesses, and then they talking about that this is spiritual. No, brothers. See that those are natural Israelites. Have a nice day, sister. Those are natural Israelites. This ain't no spiritual Israel. So the sealing process is that the Creator got to do what? He got to gather the nation of Israel from all these different captivities that they have been scattered to. So before the destruction take place, the Creator got to do what? He got to save his elect, because that's who the elect is. That's the nation of Israel. See? One second. Where am I? Fifth verse. It says, of the tribe of Judah, 12,000. Tribe of Reuben, 12,000. Gad, 12,000. Asher, 12,000. Naphtali, 12,000. Manasseh, 12,000. Simeon, Levi, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, Benjamin, 12,000. Right? So the Creator, before he destroys anything, he got to seal this elect in their forehead. So he got to seal their elect in their forehead. And that's what we're looking at now. Right? The 9th verse. And it says, and this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white, and palms in their hand. And that's symbolic of what? They're going to be, this is the other nations. See? They're going to be sealed in their forehead. See, they're going to sing what it is, a new song. That's what they're going to be doing. Right? So let's put this down. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, 16th chapter. Because you know the Creator, man, the Creator got to deal, the Creator deals with order. See? The Creator deals with order. See, the Creator don't do nothing unless he does things in what? Decency and order. So what is the decency and in order? That's what the sealing process of the Creator sealing the so-called Negro in their foreheads, wherever they've been scattered at. See? And look, you're going to have some nations of our people that come out of these different countries. Some of them going to look like the other nations. See? So this ain't a racial thing. And the other nations, that take hold to this situation, they too is going to be saved. Right? It's because they're going to become the students of the nation of Israel. Because they're going to be devastated, man. See, people don't understand what nuclear war is. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these folks running around here, they don't know what's going on. See? They don't know what's going on. And see, you know, World War III is going to be detrimental. How y'all brothers doing today, man? All right, man. Peace, man. Y'all be easy. Yeah. See, when we was looking at World War I and World War II, that was detrimental to these. See, these white folks, they going to fight each other again, see? Because the Creator going to put it in their spirit to fight each other, man. So let's look at this. We have the book of Second Ezra. Book of Second Ezra. And I'm going to start reading at the first verse. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, and woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria," because see, during that time, the Creator judged those nations. See, because those nations, they inflicted pain on the nation of Israel. So every time you hear woe, what is that? That's destruction. So it says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt in Syria." It says, so who is the spiritual, who is these, see, these nations still exist even to this day. Well, who is the modern day Babylonians today? It's the Euro-Gentile world power system, see? That's the modern day Babylonians of today. See? Who is coming in the spirit of the Syrians today? It's those what? It's those people that practice Islam over there, because a lot of those people, they move into those areas and they start calling themselves those people. But they're not the original people of those lands. Those people look just like me. The original Egyptians look just like me. See, the original Assyrians, the original Babylonians, they all look just like us, so-called black folks. See, this so-called white man that's running around here, he's a new phenomenon, y'all. See, he's not the original man. So when it was talking about woe be unto thee, to Assyrians, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, it was talking about the nations that was during that time, because why? They inflicted pain on the nation of Israel. See? And what is when we talk about the Egyptians, the Assyrians, the modern day Babylonians today, it's these nations today. See? The Muslims, the Christians, right? And you're going to throw these Jews in there too, because why? Because they done misled the people. See? So it says, "Gird up yourselves with cloth and sack and hair, and bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." See? And this is what we got to tell the nations. Gird up yourself with sackcloth, see? And beware your children, is because why? You're going to be in grave despair. Your economy is about to be destroyed. And we see this today because what is one of what is the currency that they trying to build today that is going to challenge the US dollar? What is that? It's the BRICS currency that they trying to deal with. It's China running over there to Saudi Arabia setting up treaties and doing business with them, buying $100 million worth of crude oil, and they're not even using the U.S. dollar. See, that's what we see today, right? So the Creator is saying what? It says what? Gird up yourself with cloth and sack and hair, and bewail your children. How y'all doing today? And be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. See? And that's what, see, look at these police out here, these security guards, see? They're going to be in grave despair. You think when COVID-19 was taking place, that the people were scared. The people is going to be in grave fear when these bombs start hitting this country. See? Because they're gonna start out with, how you doing, brother? They're gonna start out probably with conventional bombs. Bombs that's just gonna levitate the building, but eventually they're gonna start shooting nuclear weapons over here. So what is the Lord telling the people today? What is Yah telling the people today? That you should be weary. See? Because the Creator is coming with what? Death and destruction, man. You know what I'm saying? The Creator is coming with death and destruction. So it behooves us today that we have to understand what the events that's taking place on the world stage. See? The white man didn't bring no niggas to America. They brought the natural and the spiritual seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who they brought. It says, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? See, that's why the economy is destroyed. That's why the economy is falling. Because it's a plague of the Creator. That's why the Democrats and the Republicans, they can't come together. Because why? It's a sword that's led by the Creator. And who's going to turn it back? See? You can't build a Constitution of America and then bring black folks over here and then rob them of the knowledge itself. See? So it says, a sword is sent upon you, who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? The nations today, they on fire. And now you see the nations over here in America, they started to do what? Acts of terror amongst the people. See, we just forgot about that guy last month that went into that bowling alley. And then he went into to that place of Eden, and he shot down 22 people. See, he killed those folks. How you doing today, man? And he killed those people. See, we forget about that stuff. It's because we're in our glow. See, that female that's on her phone, that's indicative of us today. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. See, a lot of times when we on our cell phones, we're not looking at nothing educational. We're not looking at what's going on in the world. See, we're not looking at that type of stuff. We either gossiping or we on the phone talking about stuff that you know. And I'm not saying that you can't do that sometimes, but a lot of us, I'm just saying, when I look at it on the cell phone, that's indicative of us today. See, we're not paying attention to what's going on in the world today. We ain't paying attention. We don't understand that these folks over there that's fighting over there in the so-called Middle East and other parts of what they call so-called Africa, we don't understand that stuff is going to trickle down here. It's because, see, we spoiled. We spoiled as a nation. We love our cell phones. See? We're going to go get the iPhone 16, iPhone 17, all this type of stuff. But the Creator's going to do what? He's going to take that away, because what is some of the ways that we have those things? By what? By the trucking industry. It's going to come a time in the day where the trucking industry is going to be destroyed, man. There's no food. Food is not going to it's not going to be delivered here. See? And what do you think going to happen when the trucking industry or the trucking company be dismantled by the economy? A lot of you going to starve to death, man. Because why? That's your judgment. It says, a fire is sent among you, who may quench it. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is that? It says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? See, COVID-19 was a major scare to the people. But a lot of you folks, you trust in your slave master. See? But I forgot, it was a scripture in the book of Jeremiah talking about how they're going to do what? They're going to seek to the medicine. Basically, I'm just paraphrasing. You're going to seek the medicine of the slave master, but it's not going to do what? It's not going to kill you. See? That's why a lot of people was taking the shot, is because they're thinking that it's going to cure them. But you was taking a shot and you still was catching COVID-19. And COVID-19 is nothing but a spiritual plague to show the world how filthy they are. See, we filthy. There's no brotherly love out here. These police out here that's sitting over here, these police are corrupt, see? They put cases on people. They catch young black men walking down in the street, and they put cases on them, put them in prison. So this is the plague that the Creator is sending among the country, is because the country is what? It's polluted. They created a system of racism, y'all, and they still do it today. So it says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away any hunger? It says, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire of stubble when it have begun to burn? See? Because, you know, when the economy falls and things of this nature, they're going to have to unleash a lot of these animals out of these zoos and stuff. And what other hungry lion that's going to be running around here? It's the people. It's because they're going to be in the spirit of savagery. See? And we already see it. Look at these young kids today. They running around like pirates, walking up on people, taking their cars, pulling out guns. They got switches now. See? This is what we're seeing today. And that type of plague and that type of spirit is going to increase. You know what I'm saying? So these are the plagues by the Creator that He's sending amongst the nations. See? So it says, a fire is sent among you, who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it have begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow, it says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strange archer. See, you're not going to be able to shoot this stuff away. When COVID-19 came over here and was devastating the country, you couldn't turn that stuff back. And a lot of these folks is catching, a lot of these folks are still dealing with the side effects of taking the shot. Is because the shot is nothing but the COVID-19 vaccine. Right? How y'all sisters doing? But the reason why you catching hell is because, see, a lot of these folks that take the shot, they don't eat properly. They don't do no type of exercises. They don't do nothing. See? And a lot of this medicine that we taking in our system, you can't even get it out your system. And what is it doing? It's causing more havoc. You got NFL players that is more in shape than a lot of us. A lot of them catching what? They catching heart attacks from the shot. They don't even want to say that though. And see, it don't matter if you take. Well, look here. It don't matter if you take the shot or not. If you're not saved by the Creator in the last days, you're going to be destroyed, see? So whoever took the shot, the Creator got to save you, see? It says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strange archer. And what is one of the arrows that's going to be shot? It's these nuclear bombs that's going to be shot over here. See? It's these nuclear bombs that's going to be shot throughout the skies, man. And see, these people, they're going to see these bombs coming. But what's going to happen? A lot of the rich folks, what are they doing? They're going to create underground bunkers for themselves. They're not going to have you up in there because they don't care about the people. See? So brothers and sisters, you know, we just wanted to come out here today and just do a little preaching today. So with that being said, shalom, shalom, and death to America and the European common market system.